Seemed like he walked through many portals. Aladini's Cave of Dreams. I don't know what episode it
is. What year was it called?
Aladini's Cave of Dreams. Aladini's Cave of Dreams.
Aladini's. Who's Aladini?
Aladini.
Yeah, who's that? Aladini.
Who's Aladini?
Yeah.
Aladini is the you could say it's the domovoi of this room.
Okay.
Aladini is the domovoi of this room. A domovoi is a domestic spirit. So it just makes sure that this room is the feng shui of this room stays as it is, so that conversations like this can flow and continue.
Okay.
That looks like a huge joint, man. That's a crazy.
That's
joint.
not big enough.
That's amazing, man. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy, G.
Do what you gotta do, boss.
Respect, bro.
Do what you gotta do, boss.
It smells good as well.
And it was free as well.
Are you shitting me?
Bro, like I said,
Bro, you got connects, bro.
you got connects too, man.
That's love.
You don't even know.
That's love.
You don't even know.
That's love.
You got connects.
No, you're a connect. You're my connect.
You got connects too.
That's a connect, man.
But,
Nah, see, I got connects for sure. I know I do.
do you know what it was? Certain
people I've met.
Am I on record?
Everything's on record.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I was growing up, yeah, it was like.
Do you want to sit back?
Yeah, eventually I will.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
man.
As I was growing up, I always used to wonder, like, how does everything work? How does this work? How do I do this? You know? And till I was in a position myself, I started to see how it works. See how you connect to people, how you can get things for free, how
do you continue relationships? Because that's one of the things I have trouble with.
No, do you know what it is? You're a nice person. The person that you are, I won't say nice, let me repeat that. You are, as the universal being that you are, you will always be able to connect to the people you need to connect to open doors for you. Yeah? And you move doors for other people as they move and open doors for you.
Yeah.
So it works exactly. I open a lot of doors for people growing up.
That's actually, you know what is important? The only way you can actually be as effective in life is to be present.
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise you can't see what people need.
If you're not present.
Yeah, because you got to see if someone's in a funk. If you're in a funk, you don't see anyone else's funk. You just see that maybe they're in your way. Whenever I'm in a funk, I'm gonna say whenever I'm in a funk, I find it hard to be of service.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just find it's not easy to be of service because I'm so
self-service. You're not.
No.
Truth.
Yeah, I don't feel I'm possible.
Yeah, if I'm going through something, I can't help. You can't help.
No.
I'm not good to anybody I'm around.
Anyone.
I'm going through something.
At all.
And if you're going through something, you're the same, innit? If I cannot help you, you're no good to me and I'm no good to you in that moment.
At all.
That's the honest truth.
But if you don't stay present to see if someone's pain, because sometimes, a lot of times, a lot of people walk around with chips on their shoulder, but the truth is that there's other people with more pain than them. You don't know.
Yeah, of course, but that's living in the past, isn't it? That's not being in the present.
Right.
When they are in that.
Right.
When
Yeah.
they are. Yeah.
I feel you. But then I think.
And then obviously a lot of people live in the future, and that's anxiety. So they are anxious.
Have you ever been an anxious guy?
Of course I have.
What are you anxious about? What were you anxious?
What was I anxious about?
Yeah.
That's quite funny you said that actually, because this is one of the things that I actually changed in my life.
I have to answer that. Yeah.
So I was aware that I used to get anxious when I became centre of attention.
Okay.
I could be centre of attention through people making jokes at me. I could be centre of attention because I was popular. Yeah, so there's different ways where I was centre of attention.
But when you were popular, you still felt that anxiety?
No, not just because I was popular. I had anxiety. I'm saying it normally happens in situations. So let's say a situation's happening. Let's say me and you was about to get into a fight, for instance.
Yeah, that's an anxious moment.
That's a moment to be in anxiety.
Yes, it is.
Now,
because a lot of things are going to be tested.
How are you going to deal with that moment when it's happening? What used to happen to me in that moment is my body doesn't want to do anything. Like my body seizes up.
Are you a guy who can fight without being angry?
Yeah, of course.
I can't.
Well, you have to be angry to fight.
Yeah, I have to be outraged.
To be honest, I'm never.
Because otherwise,
I'm never angry when I'm fighting, which is quite funny.
Yeah, then I'm
actually smiling.
Then I'm not really fighting.
No, but there's a point when I'm angry and I'm fighting. I've lost it. I'm no longer me when I've lost it. That makes sense. Yeah, I've lost it, but I'm no longer me. I'm no longer in control. In control.
Have you ever fought when you're drunk?
Drunk.
You ever got in a fight when you're drunk? A lot of
When you
guys
say drunk, are you saying I'm out of it?
No.
Or are you saying I'm tipsy?
Tipsy.
Oh yeah.
Because that's another thing.
But I'm
alcohol is one of those things that you can just push. It just makes your spirit more on the surface. That's what I've noticed, and that's why words penetrate easier.
Do you know what I feel like?
That's how I've noticed. Can you just marinate in that for a second? If I say to you, what does alcohol do for you? Like, what does it give you?
What does it give me? Well, it gives you a false.
Yeah.
A false.
What does it give you? That's a good question.
It makes me believe that I'm better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Like.
Is it doing something to the senses or?
Well, it's must have, innit? It's gave me a false sense of hope, innit? Like it's saying that I'm right now in this moment.
How much do you have to drink
I've got
to get
courage. I can do anything. Huh?
How much do you have to drink to get there? To get to that place where you feel.
I think two. It only takes two. I think you can take
Two-
one.
two
I
of
think you
each?
can take one.
Are you talking about shots? Shots.
It depends on what you do, innit? It depends on like you're saying how much drinks does it take here? Well, it just takes the right drink, innit?
You're right.
If I give you a glass of rum with nothing in it, that's gonna do you.
This?
What's that?
This is called
What is that?
Casapalinci. It's prune brown brandy.
Okay.
There is this much left.
We have it straight.
Because my mum went into my room and violated me. Do you know when I left it?
Mm-hmm.
When I left it, it was here.
It's not good as your mum, man.
No, it's not. It pissed me off. I got so upset.
But obviously you'd like to someone to ask you for it, innit?
No, because I bought her own bottle.
Yeah,
Then she violated mine.
Can I
That's
make
not right.
sense of what you've done right knowing you've done it?
Okay, smell that. Oh shit, I can't drink this shit.
So
When I drank this shit,
you
I
bought
vomited.
her one, yeah, and you made her like it, she's liked it up until the point she's gonna take yours.
But you know what it was?
That's beautiful.
I bought her a different drink.
That's beautiful.
If you'd like to taste some, you're welcome to. But my days of drinking this shit are over, man. Because I did some psychedelics. I mixed it with this. Me and my friend Omar, we were tripping balls. And then I bought some fish. And my school has a ballet. My school is like the National Ballet School. Kensington, Chelsea. There's the art program upstairs, and then the bottom of it is like a ballet school. So, you know, in the ballet school, everybody walks around bare feet.
Yeah.
I'm in the ballet school playing the piano, and I leave the fish, even though it's in the wrapper. I think I feel like the oil absorbed the foot bacteria into the fish. Then I ate the fish, and I just feel like so ill.
Straight away.
It wasn't straight away. It wasn't straight away, man. I can't even tell you it was straight away. I'm like, hey man, you wanna go meet this other guy? My friend's like, nah, it's cool. You go without me. I go to meet him. I'm thinking everything's cool, and then in the middle, I just nearly like start feeling like I'm gonna pass out.
Shit.
I'm on the bus now. Oh man, that bus drive, that was crazy. As soon as I got off the bus, I vomited.
That happened. That sounded like something that happened to me recently. But I just didn't know.
How drunk were you?
No, this is what happened. I was going out to a friend's leaving day, and
Was it a friend's leaving day?
yeah, and we all met up.
Uni.
No, work day, and we all met up, and when our mates decided everyone have a shot of rum, my very nephew, before we go anyway, yeah. And the first shot made me sick. Like I felt sick. First shot.
Had you eaten?
No,
That's why. Maybe empty stomach.
I did eat.
So what did you vomit? What did you
First
smell?
time ever, first drinks made me feel like I wanted to throw up straight away. I had to take a bit of time to actually stop and get myself back, and I managed just to save myself, but I didn't throw up at all. But I actually was going to throw up. I didn't even have that much either. I just felt sick straight away. And what a night I had. So what did you continue to have fun after? I did continue to drink. And
so you felt sick and you were just still moving?
No, in that moment, I felt sick. But when that moment passed, I was able to continue.
So you didn't feel like it wasn't like an overall sickness?
I had to pick myself back up because I'm going out, innit? And it's not about being sick in this moment, so I had to pick myself back up, which I did.
Man, did you vomit though?
Ah. Did my mate vomit that night? In fact, a girl vomited that we was with. She was the youngest of us all.
Where were you going this day?
I think she was just mixing her drinks. In actual fact, that day I went sorted after I went to, what's it called? Wetherspoons.
You're at the Wetherspoons. Are you watching the game? There's something playing at the
No. Just remember, it was my mate's leaving day.
Oh, leaving day?
Yeah, leaving day.
Did he hire out?
No,
Just him.
Turned up.
Just him on his own? Just him with like everyone else?
Quite a few, I swear. I have to give it to him. I think
Where's he leaving
he
from?
said the best. He said the most people turn up on an evening. Had like over 30 people, if not more.
From what?
Yeah.
I liked him. He's a pleasant guy.
He must be loved.
Hmm.
I said, I hope I get a
Do you
good
love
turn
him?
like that.
Do you love him?
Yeah, it's a good night. It's a good night, man.
No, I was saying, do you love him?
Yeah, of course.
Why do you love him?
He's a good guy. He's a nice man. He's a Capricorn like myself,
Cool, man.
so we get along straight away. Like, do you know what it is? The way he moves is the way I move, so that's probably why I like him more, innit? Because I understand that he knows what he's got to do and he just gets on with it. Just like I know I've got to do it, let's get on with it, rather than I've got to be told what to do because I can't get on with it.
When did you snap into this? It's better to do it now than let it pile up. When did you understand that? When did you gain that ring?
Using my own initiative.
As a kid,
do you know what it is?
As a kid, were you lazy?
No.
Never a lazy kid.
No, never a lazy kid. I was a team worker.
Okay.
Um,
Did you do business studies?
No. I just understood that
No, I'm just saying.
two's better than one.
Two's better than one.
Yeah. And it's like if me and you put our money together, and let's say me and you did the same job, we've got more money than anyone else. Because who's not putting their money together, do you know what I'm saying?
What are we doing with our money?
So our money will be more powerful than it just being my money. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. But then how do you trust people? Because that's another thing. A lot of people put money together.
To be honest.
Then they trust it with their friend. That happened to my brother. My brother put money with his friend.
Mm-hmm.
They had money. And it was like one of those things where they were business partners. Then the guy, he had children. And he just used the money for his kid. And then
messed up everything.
my brother can't retaliate because it's for the kid. But the friendship is now ruined. So in every case, in one instance it's wrong. The guy should never take the money for the kid. He should always consult his friend first, no? That's how I would do it. I would never steal from someone who I love.
Yeah,
That's fucked up. You should always have your own money. Why are you not putting your own money aside? It's taken from the big pot.
I know, but right now we're looking at our perspective. Let's look at the person's perspective of what he did. And I understand that when it comes to communication when you have to make a choice, that putting a kid before putting your mate first, obviously he has done the right thing in a way, but at the same time, because of the way we work in this reality, he's done the wrong thing because he hasn't communicated. But in survival, he's done the right thing, innit? He's made the choice, and the kid comes first before this situation.
But it's where you take the money from.
No.
You're taking the money from your friend's pocket.
I understand.
That's not
I
right.
understand. If you look at morals, right and wrong,
I wouldn't say
the bad thing that he's done is not communicated, and he's took somebody else's money to help himself.
Yeah, but if you don't want to pay it back, that's theft.
But
that's theft.
In survival, you put yourself first, and he's put his kid first. So you can't say he's wrong for putting his kid first if his kid knew he needed I don't know what it is. Let's say he needed nappies or food.
Yeah, 20 nappies at that
But the bad thing is he hasn't communicated to his friend, because maybe if he told his friend, you know what, like, the money that we got, I really need it for my son right now, you know, like, is his friend really going to say, no, you can't do that?
But you know what it is, that's what communication is. Communication is, if you do need the money right now, then you're going to find a way to play it back.
No, then it depends on who you are, innit, who you're dealing with, because some people have the morals, because, you know what, don't worry about it, take it. Others like, no, fuck that, you can't do that. Nah, give me my money. Do you know what I mean? So,
don't take the money.
it
That's
depends.
what someone. That's what, yeah.
Yeah, it depends who you are working with.
You need light, right?
Yeah, depends who you're working with and what type of morals they go by. Because it sounds so simple. Yeah, I mean, you put money together. Yeah, I shouldn't have took your money. But it's not as easy as that sometimes, is it? It's not. Life's not that easy as
No,
that.
it's
sometimes.
easy that, but communication is
Yeah, I know, but
fast, and a friendship is before.
should be first.
A
But,
friendship is.
but saying that, do we actually know how to communicate? It's just people anyway.
That's why every day I do my best to change.
Yeah, but you can change.
To change
you can't change the people that you're communicating with because they still.
You can just refine your own way. That's all you can do.
Even just now, like my mate just did something just now.
What did you do?
I told him something, and I believe he took it the wrong way.
All right.
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe it might be my choice of words and how I said it. How he took it the wrong way. It's possible.
Yeah.
But anyway, you look at it, he took what I said wrong, and it shouldn't have led down the road that it went down. Yeah, but
what did he say? What did you say to him? Can you?
I don't even want to go over that.
You don't want to go over that. We should talk about it.
No, it's nothing to really talk about.
No, okay. I'm interested by it. I'm interested by what it was you said.
Basically, yeah. Alright, basically, it was about racism, yeah.
Oh, is it?
So, you want this first? No.
Oh, I'll give it.
So yeah, basically, it's about racism. I was saying, a couple of my young friends, probably that similar age as you, might have been a bit older than you actually, haven't seen certain shows on TV, like on the level.
We talking Game of Thrones?
No, this is like racist things that are portrayed as racist.
What do you find racist?
Was that?
What do you find racist?
No, it was like That's a good question because
what is it you find racist? Because I recently found this situation with language, right?
No, it's what you just said highlighting is very true because if we're always saying racist means white versus black, then that's racist in itself, isn't it?
That's true. The stereotype.
But
there's lots of different kinds.
In the case that I was talking about a young black guy, a friend of mine, and he said he never seen any racism on TV. Yeah. So I started naming a few shows, like old shows that used to be blatantly on TV and blatantly racism. Yeah.
Give me one.
So like Love by Neighbour.
Okay. I know seen that shit.
So I said to him, my mate gave me a show the other day to watch. Yeah, it's funny, but it's like it's racist at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that time, it was probably seen as the norm. Yeah. I'm gonna show it to you.
You can show it to me for sure, man. So I want to see what's racist about it.
Alright. This is the clip. So it's called Blazing Saddle.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show you a clip of it. And basically a black sheriff is being basically he's been told that he's gonna now sheriff the town and they're waiting for him. That's the clip you're about to see.
He's black sheriff.
He's black sheriff. You got ashtray?
Yeah, bro.
Just the one? Okay.
Are you gonna you want?
You've got one, you got another.
I can get you
Is that one?
That's a singing bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use that as well.
Yeah, so? Okay, cool.
Hold on.
The sheriff is near! No, you're blind, they run! The sheriff isn't!
Yeah, man. I heard the sheriff is an N-word.
Yeah, he's saying the sheriff is a nigger, but the
Yeah.
bell's ringing at the same time, so they actually can't hear it. Go on, play it, play it.
Hey, the sheriff is a nigger.
Yeah?
He's saying the sheriff is near. No, girlfriends ain't running. The sheriff is a nigger.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bear in mind, this is a comedy, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
As chairman of the welcoming committee, it is my privilege to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new nigger.
Oh shit. There she said it. It's a cool scene.
You watching it?
Excuse me
That's
while
the best.
I whip this out. By the power vested in me by the Honorable William J. LaPettimain, I hereby assume the duties of the office of sheriff in and for the township of Rockridge. Gentlemen, let us not allow anger to rule the day. As your spiritual leader, I implore you to pay heed to this good book and what it has to say. None? You're on your own. Hold it. The next man makes a move, the nigger gets it. Hold it, man. He's not bluffing. Listen to him, man. He's just crazy enough to do it. Drop it. Or I swear I'll blow this nigger's head all over this town. Oh, Lordy, Lord. He's desperate. Do what he says. Do what he says.
It's so good.
Keep watching, keep watching. His acting's good as well, man.
Really good.
Isn't anybody gonna help that poor man?
Hush, Harriet. That's a sure way to get him killed.
Oh, help me, help me, help me. Somebody help me, help me, help me, help me.
Shut up. Oh, baby. You are so talented. And they are so dumb.
Alright, so what did you take from that?
Yeah. What do I take from it? It's very face value in terms of like comedy. It's not like What when you say what I take from it? I mean, it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. It's interesting. I mean, it just highlights sort of how group orientated racists are. You know, they don't really act on their racism. Don't really talk on it unless they're in a group. You know, because it's just about power. And I noticed that be the case even if you know you got one white guy and then two black guys start bullying him. You know, generally if there's just a white guy, if it's just a white guy and a black guy, just because it's the two of them, not going to be racist, because there's no need. But then if the black guy has his black friend and the black friend's a little bit more towards the aggressive racism side, then then when the other friend starts acting up on the white guy in a situation when it's now three of them, he might be now inclined to join his friend's side just based on having to save face.
Well, it's his friend, isn't it? Does his colour come into it first, or is it not? Is his friend first?
Well, they're both friends. All of them are friends. The guy's friend, the black boy's friend with the white guy too. But when they're on his own, he's not racist. Only when his friend comes, he acts racist. Because that's what tells me that racism is just about power and groups.
It mean you're together
Yeah.
and we're walking down the road and a white guy wants to trouble one of us.
Mm.
The other person helping the other person, is that racist? Is that a racist motivation, or is it because I'm with you and somebody's trying to trouble?
No, that's different. I wasn't talking about trouble.
No,
I'm more talking. Oh, is that? Say it one more time.
Yes, I'm saying, me and you walking down the road and the white guy comes up to one of us and wants to trouble us. And the other
But
one,
is he racially motivated for online?
not that it's racially motivated, it doesn't have to be.
Because then.
I'm saying the other black guy's helping, so you're helping me and I'm the person having trouble with this guy. Is that a racist thing because you're helping me, or just because you're with me?
I don't think it's racist, it just looks that way.
Yeah, the way,
you don't think it's racist?
I understand, I think that is the problem, isn't it? The way how things look is the problem, can be racist, can be took
but
as racist.
I was saying to a guy.
But even when you watch that clip just now, would you deny that's racist, what's going on in the clip?
What do you think is racist about it?
It's just funny and it's just for comedy.
Oh, no. I don't think that's offensive. I think that's comedy.
It's not. I can't take it offensive because it is comedy. But I'm saying,
it doesn't feel offensive.
Is what's happening in the video racially aggravated? That is
of course, yeah. That's what's funny about it, because it's so close to home. But I don't think touching racism is not.
So I was just.
I think racism is something you can definitely talk about.
So getting back to what I was saying earlier on, when I was showing my mate, I showed him that clip. I was saying, oh no,
okay.
There's I'll show you something that's. My mate just recently showed me that a day before. So I was like, oh, let me show you this one, like to show you that this is the type of things that would have been on TV, which would have been normal, yeah. So this is show the youngster that because he hasn't seen anything like that before. So that was a good example for
That's
me.
a funny example.
For me, that was a good example. But at the same time, I'm saying, yeah, it is a bit of a funny film rather than it's a comedy rather than it's just a serious film. In a serious film, it would be more. I think more you see it in slavery films rather than
the slavery films are
person's in charge. Like if
slavery
that was
films themselves are a bit. I would say there's a racist one.
Just as a film, not a comedy. How would that have worked anyway? Would that have worked? Would the white people accept their black guys as a sheriff?
Are you saying as a reality or?
In reality, yeah, as a reality.
Well, there's different time periods.
What in that time period, as you see how they dress?
Not in that time period. No.
They wouldn't accept it, would they?
I would say that would be very
so
rare.
that time period would actually be racist.
Definitely.
Now in this time period,
but let me ask you this:
would the white people accept that guy as being the sheriff?
But the difference between the sheriff now, because I don't think that there is still like police constable, like head of police, chief, whatever. But would you think that this country would accept a black prime minister?
I don't think so.
No, okay, you don't think so.
Reason why I say I don't think so is just using my workplace as an example.
Wait, what happens in your workplace? What's the dynamics?
Well, I feel like they've never let black people get in certain positions, and if they do, let them get into certain positions. It won't be very long. They won't go any further than that position. Nor will they last very long at all.
And why have you come to that reference?
Experience and just see how we're treated as black people.
What do you feel like how we're treated?
I'm not saying that black people don't get into those positions. It's more.
And what positions do you feel like
when we do get into those positions, we definitely are very small amount of people that are getting into positions rather than we're a majority. We're not saying obviously because we're in England. Obviously we have to be a minority. We're in England, but just you see it fewer times than you should see it more. Because there's black people that's able and capable of doing the job, and it's like, all right, let's say let me give you a good example actually. Someone's been in a company for 10 years, 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And they're capable of managing their company. Should you give them the job and they happen to be black? Should they get the job? Or should you give it to someone who's never even been in the company and he's about to manage and he wants to get a job to manage the company?
Let me ask you a question. There's a way that things like sound right in our heads, and then there's a way that things happen in reality. I'll give you a good instance of that, right? say you now promote this guy, right? Say you now promote this black guy, right, to a position of authority.
Yeah.
Right. Where, what happens is fear. And I'll give you an instance, right? You're leaving the office, so you've been given this role. You're now CEO of Barclays. But then there's a chief CEO. You're CEO. You got power to fire people, but there's someone who can fire you. And he comes out of his office, because his office is above yours, and now you're both in the elevator. He's like, so what do you say? You want to go get some drinks? And you look at him and you go, no, I'm a vegan. I'm a Muslim, I don't drink. You know what you did?
Well, I just insulted him.
You just said fuck you to your customs, your traditions, and the way you live. That threatens him. And now he's instantly looking to replace you today. And that's the reality of how things occur. But the way they look is like you've denied this guy the opportunity to be a boss. But the truth is, all bosses have to be bosses on their own.
Almost you're saying is like you're not allowed to have the opportunity to even get into that position, to even have that choice.
Because it's already been predicted that you're going to say no. Because you're a Muslim.
So what are you saying? Is the system only designed for a white person to be in?
I'm not telling you it's designed. I'm telling you that the customs and the way that the traditions create situations that are called awkward. And he doesn't like awkward. He likes everything to run smooth according to his tradition. So if he's going out for drinks, you're coming. You are. Because I'm the chief.
I hear what you're saying.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's just about things being smooth. It just goes according to
I think they would go there. Why wouldn't they go?
Why wouldn't they go? Because
they
they're
are
Muslim. They're Muslim. They don't drink. And if he's and you gave him a position where he can say no. If you give someone a position where they can say no to you, what are you doing? You're no longer the chief.
Hey.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's how power is. Power needs total control. Otherwise, it's not power.
So is it more you're employed, but someone's getting employed because they can get along with the person who's above them and on the same level as them, and can make it more smooth?
Absolutely.
That's why they're getting employed.
That's 100% why, because they're conforming. You're going to conform to all of the plans I've already set out for you. You're going to fill into all of those roles. You're not going to do anything that's going to make me think at night. Oh, what's this guy going to do? Is he going to try and... Maybe in fact maybe he's in the office now, smoking a weed. Because you give him enough power to where you can't see what's happening behind his door. I don't trust him. He's doing something I don't see. I'm going to put cameras in his office. Oh shit, on the cameras he's just doing his work. Oh shit, he's just a normal guy. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but then you're almost saying that black and white people can't actually...
I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to tell you is that...
No, it's almost saying that we're not allowed to mix in certain job roles. Because it should be another black person if there's another black person already, or it should be another white person because there's another white person.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that according to the plan of the business.
Yeah, but then again, what about if you're employing a female? Doesn't have to be black. It can be white. Is she told to go to the drink as well, and is she able to do all the stuff that she's...
That's another thing. That's another question. If it's a female, it's going to change. The concept is going to change. Now it's going to be about sex. It's going to be about... Can I open her door? Can I open her door without knocking? Huh?
Could have been class.
What you say?
It could have been class.
Could have been...
Class.
Yeah. It could be all of those things.
Because you do get a lot of middle class people getting those positions, and they don't want to mix with the underclass, or a class that want to knock their class, and don't want to give the position to that person because they don't think, I can't even mix with you just because of my class. Not even because you're black or white. But yeah,
what do you think about?
I personally think you've got to take a lot of things into account.
What do you think about tradition?
Simple one.
What if it's all you know?
Well, I would say, would those people even want to try something new?
No.
No, because they're more traditional, isn't it?
Most definitely not.
But
because
it's a bank. Transparent, isn't it?
It's a bank. The bank runs a certain way. It's always run a certain way. It doesn't need anything to change. Why fix something that's not broken? They just need someone who's going to fill in this void. They don't need anyone who's going to be a game changer. They don't want any smart ideas. They don't even want you to move around the room. They want you to sit at the desk just how it is. Why you need to change it? It was fine as how it is. Anything that you consider individual, they don't want that. So that's where things go astray.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because I've noticed that black people, they seem more inclined to be expressive. And expression is power.
So they hate it.
Huh?
So is it hated?
It's not understood. What's not understood is feared.
That's true. That's true.
They don't get it.
Yeah.
They're just looking at it like, this is scary. This is just not.
I don't like this.
I don't understand this feeling.
So they feel
I don't
inferior.
understand the feeling. It's
They
a
feel
feeling.
inferior in that moment.
I can't say how they feel, but I just know how it looks. It looks inferior based on how many people get
So
disgruntled.
it is understanding.
And
So
when we talk about the system, all the little
could we put
all
that
the
to the
loopholes.
way we communicate, or is it something completely different?
Explain that.
No, what we're saying, can we
Right.
look at it as like when we just, if someone's just being themselves and they're just being,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say black because I don't know, just being themselves, a black person's being themselves, and you're saying they're very expressive,
Right.
and the other person's in fear because of it, because
Yeah.
of the way they're expressing themselves.
It just makes them feel uncomfortable. Imagine this right now.
Yeah,
right?
but don't you say
Yeah.
they have to also learn to adapt to black people, as black people's got to adapt to white people? Because
How much?
if you look at it the other way round, if we completely flip it, and there's a black man at the top and there's a white man getting the job,
Wanting to get the job, you mean?
yeah, wanting to get the job,
Wanting to.
and now has to work with this white person that they're going to employ, that if you plan to employ them,
Yeah.
would we?
Is that gonna happen again?
I don't know.
If it does, it's just gonna disturb the flow.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
it.
take off.
No, it's not like I'll have a problem. If it's just me and you, if it wasn't recorded, it would be calm. But yeah, man. I just don't like alarms.
Yeah, put on so.
I'm very alarmed.
Yeah, if we flip it around, does the black man have to worry about this white man and he wants to go out, he doesn't want to go out, does he have to worry about that the same way as you said?
What's the likelihood this guy's gonna want to change anything? What's the likelihood he's gonna come in?
What do you mean when you say change? Like,
What's the likelihood he's gonna come in and try to express himself?
I get what you're saying. So
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
So change is the problem.
Change is the problem.
So if you don't change something, then that's fine.
It's easy. It's easy.
But if you want to change it,
Change
then
causes
you can
new
cause it.
feelings. New feelings are uncomfortable. We don't want new feelings. We just like that drug. That's
But it's
gonna
not
get us
about
where we get.
the boss. It's about the it's about the.
It's
business.
all about the boss.
It's about the business.
It's all about the boss.
The business, then the business come first.
No.
Yeah, but in that type of person jeopardizing your business.
No.
Oh, that
it's not
type of
jeopardizing
person's
the
just
business.
making the whole business work.
It's not jeopardizing the business.
So
The
is
the
the
business.
people at the top saying this is how we want it?
The business is his
Is that what
idea.
you're
The
saying?
business is his idea of how things should go.
Yeah, you talking about the person at the top.
Yeah, the business is just an idea. The actualities of the business, that's another story. But the business as it exists in the boss's head of how things should run. How things should run is this way. And if I employ him, the likelihood that he's going to want to change things is this high. So what I got to do is reduce that possibility completely. I can't have any changes. I don't need any. I don't want any. I want things to be just how they were. When I got it from my dad, this is how it was. When I give it to my son, this is how it will be. And it's that simple. Racism is another story. That's how racism works. It just works. It works just that way. It's just power. That's what it is. And you need the power. Everybody needs power. You need power to turn on your lights. You need power to go and make dinner. You need enough energy. So power is this universe. The universe is all about power. And those who have power are in control. And everybody who doesn't have power is looking for the ones who have control. That's my perspective. When I look outside, that's what I see. I see most conversations occurring on a basis of power.
Of power.
It's on power. It's even if I'm outside, and for instance, I was playing basketball. There was a dude who I bucked in the basketball place. We were just talking about. I was just like, wow. I heard New York's trying to legalize prostitution. He was like, Babylon. He said Babylon, isn't it? I was like, yeah, pretty much. Then he left or whatever, did his thing. Now he just pulled up in a car, and he's asking me if I want to buy weed. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
Somehow he got the impression I wasn't a weed. I wasn't a dealer. Do you see what I'm saying? He assumed I'm not.
Mm.
So he asked me if I want some. I said I haven't got my phone.
At the same time, he's just looking at an opportunity. He's just saying, oh, I
That's
saw that guy anyway.
That's power,
Let
innit?
me see if I can sell him something.
That's power. He now has power over me. He now has influence, possibility to influence me based on the fact that his voice is familiar.
Mm-hmm. That's I suppose.
He has power to influence me.
Mm.
I asked him, do you have a business card? He's like, nah. So he flopped. It's the education. He had to learn something there. He didn't know I was going to come with that one.
Yeah, so this is my business card. Take my number. Take
Yeah, because then I
should they have? Should shutters have?
Absolutely.
business cards?
Absolutely.
They only take a number. Let's take a number bad for business, or should it be done by? I give you my card and you call me up. You call me up. But that means if I gave you a card, I don't know who you. I cannot even know up to who you are. You tell me your name. You take my card and when you call me, you can give me another name, like he wasn't the same person. Do you know what I mean?
Do you mean someone trying to trick you?
Yeah, of course. Or it could be.
So say that one more
Dodgy.
time, because I don't.
No, I'm saying. If I gave you my card, even though you gave me your name, I know your name. You've got
So
my card.
you're
So
buying
you got
them.
my card. You got my. You say my number's on my card.
Okay, so I'm your customer.
Yeah.
Taking your card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you call me up, let's just say it happens to be you that calls me up.
Yeah.
You can give me another name. Because you have my number. I don't know who you are. See what I'm saying? Because I never took your number.
But even though you don't know who I am, you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
So the name I give you is not really important.
No,
It's just about based on you
I'm
trust
saying
me.
to make a okay, so that's when you go in the shop and you
Yeah.
buy something and they give you as a receipt. Yeah? So you get something of theirs and they get something of yours, which happens to be your money, your hard-earned cash,
Yeah.
or through a transaction through your card. Yeah? So they know who you are. They got your details, basically. Yeah? So, yeah. They're happy, you're happy. Because they got your money and you got their stuff. So I'm saying, if I'm selling you something or about to, it'd be hard to sell you something because I haven't got your number, which is, important to me.
Hard to sell me something because you haven't got my number. Yeah, no, it's always easier to have someone's details. It's just trust.
No, I'm saying, remember I said, would it make sense that you then keep having a card or not, or just having asking for a number, innit? Oh, obviously, you weren't trying to ask your number, anyway. In general, we're just trying to
He's trying to give me his number.
a transaction off you, really. He was just trying to get in it.
He's trying to
make money.
Trying to give me his number.
Well, was that after saying, do you want something?
Yeah, do I want something?
Take my number, innit? Take my number.
Well, take my number, so you have my contact. Then you
Well,
might be able to.
if you look at it, the more people you can tell, innit? If you do that type of stuff, then more money, innit?
The business card situation is simply so you don't have to have people writing the phone down every time. Because that's one of the things that get these guys caught.
We're taking the numbers.
Being around.
That's true.
Business cards are quick.
Yeah.
Just jump in the car. Off. Jump on the bike. Off.
Take this. Yeah, go on.
Writing number down, take my number down, all that kind of shit, all these little micro, subtle movements. This is shit that's getting guys.
It's cost effective.
This is shit that's getting guys, in jail every day. You're just seeing too much in the area.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, they're baiting, man. Never seen anything like it.
And not for good stuff. I'll make sure I'll let everyone around here love
The
me.
thing is, there's someone out there that appreciates them, so they're making the world go around, isn't it, for some people?
Just how do you make the world go around?
No, it's wherever we work for a company or, you know, you do your own thing or you do something illegal. It's no different, isn't it? It's making the world go around. Everyone needs it, and it's all part of the same train. Because you take away that one thing, it's called money. We can still grow weed and smoke weed without actually having money or needing to sell it. So eventually they'll have to legalise it that way because we're not selling it, we're not doing it for money, we're just doing it because we want it, we want to smoke it. People want to smoke it.
But not
Or
everyone,
we could still do another trade, personally, when you think about it.
we
You
can
could
still
still trade, you could buy another way, innit? Even if you didn't have money.
Don't you think it's always based on access? Like, they get it for a certain price because they have a relationship with the guy who gets it for super cheap.
What do you mean?
Then they give it to you based on the market price. So it's just all about access. If you have access,
Have
to
you
the,
know-
if you have access to the source, you never need the middle guy.
Oh yeah, of course. But that's why your buddy, that's why middleman's able to make money from you, because you don't have that. They know you don't have access to that person.
So they can inflate the price and make a profit.
Yeah, of course. That's
Did you hear about?
That's the shop. That's how the shop works.
Did you
isn't it?
hear about
It's like the same
Dmitry? Did you hear about Dmitry Rublev?
way. Is that Dmitry?
Dmitry Rublev. He's a
Rublev.
Rabelov. He was an art dealer.
An art dealer.
Yeah.
What do you do?
He was
So-
someone who would sell pictures.
Okay, his own pictures, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He would sell pictures. He ended up having this huge company where they have in the Swiss port where they keep these pictures, and they're tax free. So it's just tax haven
Okay.
in Geneva or something
wow.
where they got these pictures, and he has a business where he is art. He transports the pictures. He does that kind of stuff. Make sure the pictures are the right pictures, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what he did is when he got into a relationship with this Russian billionaire. It's a case going on now, actually. It's actually still going on. It's still pending. They still haven't not prosecuted him to the maximum extent. But this billionaire is trying to sue this guy because he says that the guy upwardly inflated him of over 125 million.
Wow.
And so imagine, so some of these paintings were sold for 125 million to the Russian billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Dmitry Ravelin would get them for 35 million.
Okay.
So the kind of profits he was making, Dmitry Ravelin was saying, these are criminal profits. Based on even the fact, because Dmitry Ravelin was paying him to source the pictures.
Okay.
So imagine you're paying someone to look for pictures.
Mm.
They bring you back the pictures. And they say, I've got the pictures are real.
And it's this much.
This much. And what happened is the Russian billionaire, he got word of one of the pictures that was sold to him. He ended up getting word of the original price that it was sold for.
Mm.
And
That man's
when
making his money.
he found out how much he'd been inflated,
Mhm.
he almost had a heart attack.
Obviously,
Because imagine,
it's a lot of money. But,
but imagine
it shouldn't matter to you.
It
Because
shouldn't matter,
as long as you're getting what you want.
But look,
that
imagine,
doesn't
but
make
imagine
it
if it's me and you, and then we're going out for dinner after you sell the pictures. It's like, oh man, we just got a Picasso. These are hard to get. We just got a Picasso. We're going out to dinner. You look at me in my eye, and I'm coolly looking at you, and I'm smiling with you, I'm hugging you. I give you that pat on the back just behind on your lower spine, just where your kundalini is, to show you that I really care about you. And you build up those subtle levels of trust, because it's all of that. It's he has to trust you in his head, then he has to trust you at dinner, to abide to the customs. Maybe you're someone who eats too fast. It's all about those kind of things. So there's all those little trickeries. That's the stuff that makes people have heart attacks when they think about what happened when they got fucked over. It's easy enough to realize, like, okay, you got fucked over, but it's all the like, subtlety. Okay, he looked at me there, and he shook my hand and he said, "Good doing business." And he did that every time I had business with him, and every time we ate at the same place.
It's true.
So it's just now he can't even show his face up to the restaurant because he feels embarrassed that he sat there with someone who took him for a fucking mug. So there's all that kind of stuff. Of course, you can say the money, but when you think about, nobody likes being a fool.
That's true.
That's one of the hardest things to accept, is that you were fooled. You were not as intelligent as you thought, and he's a billionaire. His ego is as high as the roof. Because in this reality, he has everything that one could
But as
need.
long as you're going through someone else, that's always going to happen on the way, to be honest.
But even though you expect him to do something, you don't expect it to be that much. When you find out he sold me a picture for 75 million, he bought it for 2 million. That's a profit that I can't. That's not fair. You think? How evil. But the guy, Dimitri Ragulov, he's a greedy multi-millionaire.
That's a shop selling you clothes, isn't it? We're not carrying on like that, but you're happily buying it for the same price, for that price that they want for it. But you know they paid.
But
you know,
that's why I said they pay
a quarter of that price for it.
They pay cheap in Indonesia, but they know that you can't get to Indonesia, and you also don't know how to sew, so you're always gonna go to the shop. That's what the shop thinks. And the shop is right 95% of the time. You can't get to Indonesia. You don't know how to sew.
But you just got this website.
It's all about access, and most people don't know how to use Alibaba. So most people aren't business orientated. They're consumer orientated. They're not about. They don't know about assets. They know about liabilities.
True. Everything's about assets, though.
It's all about being able to control something. What do you control? What is something that you have put energy in and say, okay, this is something I want to look out for. Over 10 years, I'm trying to see this. This is my baby right here. I'm not trying to sell this shit. I'm trying to keep this, polish this, make sure there's. Do you have anything in mind that?
So I have anything that I have that already?
No, maybe you don't have it already. We're all young here. Everybody here is young.
To be honest, having anything is part of history, isn't it? So, whether it's a car.
That's a liability. Car's a liability.
It's a liability, but I'm saying if you had it over time, it would probably become a classic because you won't make it again once upon a time.
Depends how well you keep it.
Yeah, I'm saying whatever it is that you have, if it is a car, you have to look after it and have it.
Have you still got your PlayStation 2?
No, if I had that would be one as well.
See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of guys are thinking about keeping it.
I can see what's happening now with the old ones, the old computers. They're not really worth that much money.
A lot of them don't work.
But do you know what it is? It's the market, isn't it? There's a market, it's a collector's market where they would want it. But if it's too available, then it's not worth anything, is it? So maybe that's why the computers have gone down, because there's too many available of them.
Are we talking about PS2s?
Like, not necessarily PS2s, it could be Segas, could be
Some of them
even Nintendos.
I think the ones that have high value are the ones that were built to last. A lot of these consoles aren't worth shit because they're not built to last. A lot of them are built.
A lot of them still going now.
Yeah, a lot of them are, but a lot of them aren't.
To be honest, I never had a problem with any. I never lost any of my computers. Xbox is the newer ones that actually had problems like Xbox.
Xbox is a new known to break down.
No, Xbox, yeah, I had an Xbox that broke down.
360 knows about the
Yeah, I'm saying that was new. I'm saying the old computers, I had Sega. My Sega never messed up, ever.
Yeah.
My Nintendo never messed up.
Who made your Sega?
Who made
your Sega? You gotta look into like the maker, because if it was made in certain factories.
I thought it's all made by the same people back then.
No, because everyone. Because I mean, some things are Japanese, some things are German.
They never broke. I never saw. Did you have one that broke?
Yeah, my Xbox, bro.
No, not modern ones. I'm about older ones.
My Nintendo 64 was perfect.
I'm about older computers. They never broke.
What older computers you talking
I
about?
had my 64 for years. That never broke. I don't even know what I've done with it.
64 is beautiful.
I think I sold it in the end.
I might get another one. I will.
To be honest, I think I tried to hold it as long as I can hold it, and I just sold it. But I think I wanted to cash in on that time. That's why I sold it then. I don't think I would have got more for it, but because I understood of emulators, you know emulators.
Yeah, I know about emulators, but
I think an emulator.
Have you got one emulator?
Yeah, I've got everything.
On what, your phone?
Phone, anything. Yeah.
You got an emulator on there?
Cool. Just do ringing. That's all right. Sorry, what's that?
Emulators. We're talking about emulators.
Yeah, because I was into emulators. Well, because I'm into IT. It's that kind of said to myself, like, I don't even need a computer. It's like I've got a computer or a PC or a phone that can get anything that I need, any game of any console. What do I need a computer for? It's just taking up space. Kind of got rid of it because I didn't need it.
You got rid of your PC with the emulator on it?
No.
Did you get rid of Nintendo?
Yeah, the console.
You actually threw it away?
No, like I mean sold it or...
Did you sell it? Do you remember?
Not my Nintendo.
64 is a beautiful
my 64? I must have sold it. What else did I do?
Maybe you gave it to your little cousin.
It's possible I could have gave it to my brothers or something.
Yeah, maybe you gave it. Maybe still in the house.
To be honest, I can't even remember what I did with my superintendent. What did I ask? I must have gave it to somebody. To be honest, I bought another one. Was it a 64? Or did I sell it to him? Either I bought it from him or so, I don't know. I either bought it or sold it.
But when you talk about the racism at your place where you work,
Yeah.
Is it overt or is it subtle?
Is it?
Is it overtly in your face or is it subtle?
Both.
Real talk. So okay, so there's times when you have to just like bite your lip.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
What do you see that
Do you
you
know what it
find
is?
so outrageous?
It's the way you're treated, isn't it? It comes down to what you're saying with traditions and all that. If you're not black, I mean, if you're white, and you're dealing with another white person, they deal with you differently than if you was black and the other person's white. A bit like two black people would deal with each other differently as well. So.
But when you say differently, what do you see? Like, is it certain ways, the way they talk to you, the tone or their voice? Is it condescending behaviour? Are they telling you to get coffee and not telling someone else who should be getting it because they're actually an assistant?
Not that per se.
Like, what do you find that particularly makes you feel like you're not being treated well? Because I feel like, man, that's one of the things that.
No, the problem I'm really actually saying is it's kind of a bias. It's a bit like if you have a favourite person, you might have a best friend or a person that you think is your favourite out of everybody, yeah? You would treat that person differently than how you treat anybody else. Now, with the same scenarios that you would be with this person with anybody else, it's always going to end differently because the way you feel about this person. You just have a little bit of a bias to this person, then you might stick up for him. Could be anything. Someone's having a go at him, you might say something.
Does anyone have a go at you? Or let me ask you something. Do you do anything? Do you do stuff that you think isn't right? Are you ever late?
I'm never late.
Yeah.
All the time, I think.
Okay, so do you feel like you've deserved all the respect? Do you feel like you've deserved then to be treated as less because you're not always on time, and the people that own the company, they care about time. Time is their whole existence. So for you to disrespect their God, that shows them who you are.
You could say it. That's a good point. You could say it in the way you said it.
Because I'm saying that.
But
I'm saying, do you feel like you've deserved the disrespect, or do you feel like you've earned the respect if it was vice versa?
Yeah, but it depends on how we're measuring how somebody performs in a company, because there's so many different things you can take into account. But if I'm basing it on my whole performance and my presence, what do I do? What do I offer? Am I actually a good employee for my employers? And then you're telling me that I should be treated less because I'm not because of the time.
If you're late.
But I don't know. It depends on if time's more important than me doing my job.
Time is definitely more important than you doing your job.
Time's more important than me
Definitely.
doing my job.
100%. Time is 100% more important than you doing your job. They care about you being on time more than they care about your performance.
Yeah.
Based on their traditions. They care more about you being on time. Every single day, by the way. You can't just be on time on Wednesday. Hey, you can't just be on time on Thursday either. It has to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah?
Every day.
I will go by reality, and reality says to me that me doing the job, seeing the people, doing it, being there, and having to do what I have to do is more important because
you're biased. That's why.
I'm biased.
You're biased,
Why?
yeah. Because time isn't your God. If time was your God.
Time really shouldn't be anybody's God.
But if time was your God, though, just say if time was.
Yeah, but I could say if I'm not there, then I can't exist. I don't exist in that company.
So what do you say if you say if you're not there?
Yeah.
You can't exist.
So me
Right.
equal being there is more important than me not being there, and it wouldn't exist. So basically, I don't know you, you don't know me. Yeah, I don't exist to you, and you don't exist to me. So me being here with you and me is more important than me not being here, because you know what I'm saying?
One more
Not
time.
being.
You hit me with that one more time.
So basically, I'm saying you're saying time is more important here. I'm saying if I wasn't here, I don't exist in your time, present right now.
Yeah.
You don't exist in mine.
Right.
And that wouldn't be important because we're going on the concept of time. But I'm saying me being here, my presence, yeah,
Yeah.
doing the job, whatever the job is, happen to be just being here, is the job. With you and me.
Yeah.
That's more important.
Why is it more?
So if I'm at, let's say I'm at work right now.
Why
in
is
your
it more
house.
important?
No, let's say I'm at work in your house right now.
Right.
And I decided not to show up to work.
Yeah.
I don't get paid. You're not able to do your job, so I can't help you. And I'm not being, and I can't, and you're not helping me. So that wouldn't work. So what's important that I can come in and do my job. So I turn up, so I can help you and I can help me. So it's a win-win. That's more
But if
important.
you're late, you disrespect me.
No, but that's what you're saying is something completely different.
No, I'm talking. I just want to. I want to highlight.
Yeah, but I could say.
I want to highlight. I want
I
to
could say
highlight.
I'm worth more than your job.
I
I'm
want to-
getting paid.
I want to highlight the parallel. Okay, say that one more time. You're worth more.
No,
than you're worth
I-
more than one more
I
time.
think I get what you're saying.
You
I'm
say-
getting like
Okay.
you're basically saying
I'm saying you're
that's
biased.
you're going back to the addition. That was the addition. The addition is for you to abide by their rules.
I'm saying your expressive tendencies to feel like you can come anytime you want,
Mm-hmm.
making me feel sick based on the fact that my God is time. I mean, you disrespect my God, you disrespect me.
Yeah, but I believe that being in the right place at the right time is important. So you just
That's
can't
why-
be at any time.
That's why you are not getting the promotion.
Remember, there's somebody.
Do you understand? Just what I'm trying to say to you. That's what I'm just saying to you.